I know you don't spend a lot of time reflecting on how great things have been because there's two massive matches which will ultimately define this championship, but there must be a great sense of achievement about the form to date and how the results have gone so far in the championship.
Yeah, I think like you said, like we don't spend too much time reflecting on things. It is very much next job focus, next match focus. But yeah, obviously, you know, we do reflect and take our learnings from the game. But yeah, of course, we have to be happy with the way we're going. We've won all the games with a bonus point. But yeah, looking forward to the English game now.
When we think of those match days and the couple of hours afterwards where you get a chance to turn off for a little bit or reflect and relax, like very quickly you turn the page, I'd imagine, in terms of looking for those little 1 or 2% along the way that didn't quite go where you wanted them to go.
Yeah, I think most lads before they've come in to actually review it with coaches or whatever have probably watched the game nearly 2 to 3 times already. So you know, there is a good bit of time even when you're away from it that you're still focused on it. But I think that's just like all the lads in here are just dying to learn and keep on learning, and like they're still trying to help each other as well, which is really good. Like,
how self-critical are you?
I can be pretty bad at it, like, to be honest, as in like I give myself a hard time sometimes, but I think it's good for me at the same time. Yeah.
It's interesting, like players often talk about how much you're exposed to the environment sometimes before you make your debut. So despite the small number of caps beside your name, you've had quite a lot of time here, but you must be particularly happy with how this opportunity has presented itself to you, and you've grabbed that jersey now without any intention of ever giving it away.
Yeah, I think this is my third camp now, and to be honest, the first two I learned so much from, and just the way that the coaches wanted us to play. Obviously, I'm still learning every day that we come into camp and trying to improve. But yeah, look, obviously it was unfortunate for lads getting injuries before this campaign, but yeah, delighted to have been selected, and yeah, really privileged, to be honest, to be selected.
Obviously the debut last year, but just say before that French game, that first Six Nations, that first Irish start, what goes through your head? Like, can you enjoy it, or does it go by you like that?
No, to be honest, I was so ridiculously nervous. I thought I wasn't going to enjoy it at all, and I was literally that nervous that week. But yeah, had a few chats with the coaches and stuff, like Faz, psychologist, all that, and just kind of brought me back down to ground, got the head in the right spot. And look, when we were singing national anthems and when we were listening to the French one, it was incredible, and you know, something I won't forget. And obviously then just delighted to have scored a try in that game as well. I look back within ridiculously good memories, like, and yeah, delighted.
Talk me through the try. Like, do you have a moment where your brain can process, I made my first start for Ireland, I'm playing in the Six Nations Championship, and I'm now a millisecond away from my opening try for my country?
I remember when, like, the lads were obviously building up to it, and I was on the opposite wing, that I was like, I could actually score here, and I was just hoping that the ball would come out to me. Obviously Robbie and the build up to it, some incredible skill, beating 1 or 2 defenders, and then an offload as well, and then Caelan with a sport line to give me the ball, but I literally fell over the line. But obviously I'm delighted, I'll take it any day of the week. But yeah, beaming.
Boyhood dreams come true.
Exactly. It was special, obviously, in France as well, just how loud the crowd was, and having family and friends there as well. So
how important is it to seize that moment, to seize those opportunities, and like, does it give you a greater sense of feeling you're contributing to the squad, irrespective of the stats that you guys will go through, and you know, the metrics that you use to measure whether it's been a good game or a bad game?
Well, obviously everyone loves scoring tries, but no, in this team, honestly, it doesn't matter how many tries you score, as long as you're like giving a positive impact to the team. So yeah, look, lads don't really care. Well, obviously lads want to score, like, let's not beat around the bush, but yeah, no, like, I would say the main focus is just doing your job and doing it well, and just make the other lads around you look good, like.
People will say you've just filled in seamlessly, but how big an adjustment is it to come into this camp, to seize that opportunity and to make the jump from the top level of the URC or the provincial rugby into international test rugby?
Yeah, I think the toughest part was trying to play as myself, and just like not getting caught inside my like a shell almost, that kind of way, and just playing rugby the way that I like to play it and play it in Munster as well. Obviously, you've lads with there's like Sapete over 100 caps for Ireland, and then I'm trying to tell him what to do, or trying to give him advice on things that I'm seeing, and there's obviously a little thing in the back of your head being like, am I actually telling him like this is the right thing to do, but I think you kind of grow past that after a while, and you just really need to get out of the way of yourself, I suppose.
But that says an awful lot about, people fixate on culture, but it says an awful lot about the environment that's been built, that a guy can come in with no caps, 1 cap, 4 caps, and talk to a guy who's got over 100 caps if you think it's for the greater good of the team environment.
Yeah, I think that's what's opened up my eyes a good bit to this team as well, is just every player around you wants to help you massively, and they're all ears as well. If you feel like you can improve the team in any way, they're all ears, and it can be an open discussion, which is incredible to be a part of. Everyone's just looking forward all the time.
And it's important then to have that culture that you can feel willing to give feedback, but equally you probably have to be open to fairly blunt feedback as well, be it from the coaches or be it from fellow players. Yeah,
definitely. Look, if you weren't open to feedback, you probably wouldn't be learning. So you need to try to take a few things on the chin, I suppose, a lot of the time, which sometimes isn't nice, but it's necessary to go forward in the sport, I think.
It's remarkable. Not only have you not played at Twickenham, but this weekend is a first potential visit to Twickenham. Yeah. And it holds such a special place in rugby that it's another significant box to tick in your career. Yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, stadium full of history, and I imagine England will come out with their heads held high, and a home crowd, it should be an incredible occasion. It will surprise people, your lack of experience with Twickenham. Yeah, I've never been there before, so it'd be interesting enough. But look, obviously I can't wait now to get out there. I'm looking forward to it. How much more is there still to come from this squad, irrespective of what we've seen over the course of the last couple of years? That there's a really strong belief that there's considerable gears still to go through. Yeah, I feel like, to be honest, the last few games we haven't even played the best rugby that we can. We've been inaccurate more than we'd have liked to, and look, if we pulled all those things together, I think we could have incredible results. What would it mean to win silverware for Ireland? It'd be incredible. Obviously, like you said, with the French game, a childhood dream coming true. Obviously I dreamed of it to play for Munster, Ireland, and then silverware is top of the cake, I suppose. Were you in the Aviva for the Grand Slam decider last year? I wasn't, no. But the players who were involved in that, it's such a unique day, and there's guys who want to win more, and there's guys like yourself who, because is there a part of you that almost feels it's great to have the jerseys, it's great to have the caps, but it's even better to be in the pictures on the walls here, or in the pictures on the walls in the Aviva Stadium, to say I've been a part of an Irish team that's achieved something? Yeah, I think, look, obviously you'll have great memories on and off the pitch, but the ones that you'll probably remember the most is when you're winning silverware. And look, I was obviously lucky to win last year with Munster, and that's something I'll never forget in my life. And it'll be one moment that'll stick with me for the rest of my career. So naturally, I imagine lads will want to do that continuously with Ireland as well. Obviously, it's the top of international level, and it's just something on everyone's bucket list, I imagine. It's a massive challenge this weekend, and there's not an Irish teams like more than to go to Twickenham and win, but there's not an English team will like more than to try and derail an Irish bid for a championship or a Grand Slam, and you guys know that better than anybody. Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a physical battle. I imagine England will play a high territory game and try put us under pressure, a lot of the time. It'll be a high pressure game, especially with their home crowd as well. Which will be a great occasion as well. And there's a sense that it's an England team that's building, and we look at new coaches have gone in, the head coach hasn't been there all that long, that it's going to click at some stage, and nobody wants to be the team it's going to click against.
Yeah, I imagine they're in their learning phase, but they're still an incredible team, and they have players across the back line and in the forwards with serious X factor and stuff that they can create stuff out of nothing. They'll still be a very tough side.
You'd have been probably academy if even when Felix was at Munster, or was he even there academy. At your time at all?
Yeah, no, he wasn't there in my time. Yeah, can still hear him screaming at me in backs units and stuff, just putting me under pressure. Felix is mad.
Do you look at fellas do you recognise guys that are going to go on to be great coaches? Like is he someone? I think he's surprised a lot of people the career path he's gone down.
Yeah, Felix in Munster was a lad. So how do I word this? That in the nicest way, he scared me with how much video that he used to do. That kind of way. I have great respect for Felix. Just he always had crazy work ethic and work rate. So the second we'd be in the dressing room or whatever, he'd be on the laptops for next week or the week after. He's always looking at things, texting you, being like, "Oh, see this clip," So he's a lad that's on 24/7. So any coaching team would be great to have him.